right, it's Thursday morning. We are headed down to LA. Well, I'm going down to LA for a Rotary International President-elect training seminar. So all President-elects for the Southwest region are going to be there. So probably 1,000, maybe a couple thousand people, I would imagine. There's 70 clubs alone in our district, in San Luis Obispo County, Kern, Santa Barbara County. So we're looking forward to it. I'm going to be down there, going to learn a lot about leadership, how to better manage our club, how to optimize new members, how to be creative with service projects and support Rotary International as a whole. So looking forward to it. I'm going to tour of what's going on, be out there being of service and learning how to better lead our club. Let's see how it goes. We're at the end of day one for PETS training here in Los Angeles for Rotary Club International. PETS is President-elect training, and it is once a year for President-elects. The Rotary President starts in July 1st and goes until June 30. Every club around the world, same for the Rotary International President, same for every club position in every club. So July 1st to the end of June. What's great about this weekend is it kind of putting me personally I'm getting some tools under my belt in terms of leadership, learning how to be more efficient with club meetings, learning how to prepare our budget, what to look for when compiling your board, how to run effective board meetings. It's just a great weekend on learning how to be an effective leader for our Rotary Club. And I decided to make this video to show kind of what Rotary is about in terms of how deep it goes and how organized the organization is itself. Oftentimes I tell friends or just people in town in Atascadero or just family near and far that I'm in the Rotary Club, and a lot of people know, they've heard of it and they've seen the signs on the side of the freeway, but they don't really know what it's all about. And without going into too much detail into the grand scheme of things, briefly tech that Rotary International is a huge organization that aids a lot of other organizations in order to aid in a lot of world issues, world crises. The main one they do that we focus on with Rotary International is the eradication of polio throughout the world. And that's been a great cause for decades, and it's nearing its end as we see there's no current polio known, doesn't mean it can't crop up again. So beyond that, there's other initiatives like clean water projects, both domestic and international. One program was bringing to Native American reservation as the homes were having trouble getting electricity to them. That was the local example I've seen. So many things around the world that Rotary does, and each individual club donates through their dues, goes to the Rotary International, but also individuals can donate to the TRF, the Rotary Foundation, and earmark it for different things. Don't want to go into too many details. It gets kind of confusing if you've never even heard of Rotary before. But if you're watching this, most likely you might be you know that I live on the Central Coast, or you live on the Central Coast. And there's a Rotary in every town in the Central Coast. Some towns have multiples. I know San Luis Obispo and Paso Robles have multiples. In Atascadero, the club that I'm the incoming president on, I've been involved with since June 2020. We have one club. We are 50 members currently. We're growing the club. It's really nice to see in the last year we've seen a handful of members join. I just wanted to share what drew me to Rotary, what it means to me as, number one, a business professional, but also a member of the community, and someone who has a lot of invested interest in having our community grow and building friendships within our community with our partners throughout the county. I joined Rotary in June of 2020. So there was 2 meetings I went to in person, and then we got booted out of the hotel and we went back into lockdown in terms of public places. So we had to go back on Zoom for 2 months, and then we eventually came back into person when the hotel said they were fine with it. if we had certain guidelines in place. So it was really nice to get back in person. So I had learned about it a couple years before, but went to a barbecue in the park in 2019 that the Kiwanis and the Rotary put together, and that was the first time I saw that and was exposed to it. So a year later, I was looking for a service club. My grandfather had always been a Kiwanian, and I joked the main reason I chose Rotary was because it was a lunch club, and being that I was running a painting company and mornings were tough for me to go somewhere at 7 in the morning, so I went to Rotary, and that was the reason why I chose one or the other, and I'm really glad that I did. Being the fact that I own a couple businesses with my wife in Atascadero, I wanted to get cued in and figure out how I could, initially I wanted to meet other business owners and see how they did, get some mentorship from some of the older people that have been around longer and doing business in town. And what I really found though in Rotary is that it's very easy to find your niche on how you can be of service to your community. The first service project I was able to be a part of was the senior center needed painting. And they had asked us for a private quote from our company, and I realized the need when they couldn't afford it all. It was almost like out of the question that they could afford to do it on such low funds, especially coming out of the pandemic, the senior center being very in need of assistance. So we got a work party together, a bunch of Rotarians. We painted all the stucco on the outside of the senior center, and it was a really cool service project to be a part of. And that was kind of my Rotary moment in the first few years. It was realizing how we all have our own skill set and our own ability to be of service in our local community, which translates to being of service to, greater, world in full. So I always challenge people when they want a service club, but they say, I don't know how I could be of service. Well, you think about what are your skills and strengths, and I'm sure there's a position for you, and there's a place, and there's like an idea that can be hatched from what you can. Maybe you can't lift something, you're limited by your capabilities of doing physical labor, but 1,000 people in the county. So if there's something like a fundraiser, you can get on the phone and you can be of service by calling people and letting them know about our fundraiser. There's so many ways that you can be of service. And one of the highlights of my week is going to the Rotary lunch on Wednesdays and just seeing, everybody's in the club. We have retirees, we've got business professionals in their 50s, some are in the 80s. We've got one man, I think in his late 20s. We've got a handful of us in our late 30s, mid 30s. Every, women, men, it's in our club. It's a really nice, awesome, welcome club where anybody who wants to be a part of community building and friendship really can come in and join in. And I really encourage, if you've been thinking about joining a service club, no matter what town you're in, check out Rotary Club. You're always welcome to breakfast or lunch. I know every club in our town in our county is either breakfast or lunch, and they're always open for members to come, or prospective members to come check it out and just see what it's all about. Every club is different, which makes it beautiful. You can has more traditional, old school values and structure of the meeting, and you have some other clubs that maybe have a different way of doing things, and that's okay. Everybody does their own thing. But I've found to myself that it's really a great place to meet and connect with other people in the community. I hardly ever miss a meeting. And I encourage you all to check it out, whatever town you live in. If you live in Atascadero, send me a DM. I'd love to put you on the guest list. If you have a creative outlet, maybe you're a potter, or you're a painter, or you like to take care of dogs, or whatever your passion is, we're always looking for awesome speakers for our meetings that have a lot to share, a lot of passions, the hobbies, and things like that to share. But I hope you are enjoying this video. I'm going to record some more. I'll be back on here and kind of give you more of an update tomorrow. But I thought to myself, a lot of people are saying, what are you doing down there? What is this thing? It's a leadership training. It's a training about Rotary. Oh, what's Rotary? So I figured I'd make a video telling you what Rotary means to me. It means a lot to a lot of different people, and everybody has their own interpretation of everything, but in its core, it's people helping people and service above self.